Jody, Rich. Good evening. How are you guys doing tonight?
Doing quite well, sir. How are you?
I'm doing good. Rich, how are you doing, buddy?
Doing well, trying to stay warm. Starting to get cold here in Chicago.
Sounds good. As like everybody's wanting to know if you're Phoenix or Chicago. That's
Tonight
good.
I'm at the home office in Chicago.
I love it. Well, for those that know me, Matt Menard, CEO of Amateur Players Tour, co-founder with Jody Barrett, the other co-founder of the APT. And Rich, obviously, is Phoenix and Chicago. People try to figure that out all the time, but it works for us, so we love it. Also trusted advisor of the Amateur Players Tour and basketball extraordinaire.
That's
Anything
pretty
else I
good.
need to add to your bio?
I'll just take the compliment. I don't know what basketball extraordinaire is exactly, but I'll take it.
Well, it's because we don't actually know what you do in the basketball world. We just know you're a big deal.
I like it that way.
So
Connoisseur of fine adult beverages.
That happens sometimes as well.
yeah, we see some bottles back there. We know what's going on.
Yes,
But,
sir.
This is Thursday Night 9. We're excited to be with y'all. October is going to be a fun month. We've got a new chapter announcement tonight. We didn't really tease it out today, but after tonight, we've still got 3 new chapters to announce before November 1st. And I will tell you, we've got next week, normal time, and then we won't have a live on Halloween, but we will have a live on November 1st from Dancing Rabbit. And we're going old school, Jody. We're going 2020.
Oh yeah, it's going to be have live guests in studio with us.
In studio. Nothing like sitting a laptop down on a table and just bringing people up one at a time. It's going to be fun.
You're next on The Price is Right.
You are next on The Price is Right. We've learned a little bit since then, but sometimes the old ways are the best ways. So how quickly do you think an email can get cut off?
Well, if experience is any guide, I would say within about 12 steps.
12 steps. Okay. Plus or minus. We're taking bets. So Gary says hi from Arizona. Aldo Rucci's talking about the Yankees. God bless it. But this is Thursday Night 9. 9 topics important to the APT every week. Time limited. Chris is running pace of play. That's going to be fun. But wanted to talk about a couple great local events this weekend. Rich, I'm a little jealous. The wife has got me at home this weekend, but you've got a great event in Chicago that I'd normally love to go to that I believe is sold out, right? Prairie Landing?
Yeah. Yep. It's a nice track right by the airport there in DuPage County, and I'm a little concerned. I had a player today tell me that he went out there and they had punched greens last month, but they told me there would be no course issues, no course maintenance issues. So we'll see.
I'll be honest. I flew over it coming back from
Did you?
Virginia the other day, and I could always spot Prairie Landing because the airport that's right next to it,
Right.
and it looked awesome from the air on approach to O'Hare. So
I think it's going to be good. Our guys are excited about it. This is one of the courses that it doesn't have the glitz and glamour of a Cog Hill or a Medina or something like that, but players that play it love it.
it's such a good golf course.
Yeah. So we're excited. It'll be our second event of the fall here. We're calling it the one for the road because we're going to have to pack things up here now probably till April.
No, I hear you. Well, I'll be honest. Last time I played there, I won an event. It wasn't on the APT because the APT didn't exist yet. But I won in a playoff against someone, Jody. You'll appreciate. His nickname is Mr. Big Personality. So it was memorable.
I'm sure you're happy about that.
Well, as he stated in the comments, Mr. Aldo Rucci won at Prairie Landing last year on our tour.
Yeah, it wasn't Aldo Rucci, but similar. So it's one of those that gets better. It's like a fine wine. It gets better with age. Enjoy that playoff win. But some other great events, Jody, ones we've talked about going to, wish we could. Obviously, Portland's at Pumpkin Ridge this weekend.
Oh, so good.
US Amateur, really good. Denver's at City Park. Another great track. And Nashville, Birmingham, Memphis are running Muscle Shoals. So,
and it'll be like 7th summer by the time we get playing this weekend. It's we got down to 30s last night, but it's going to be back up in the mid 80s this weekend in Tennessee. So, Mother Nature always loses her meds this time of year.
Yeah, it's one of those. I keep watching the forecast for our St. Louis event next weekend. It's looking good right now, but the end of October is always a little sus when it comes to a little bit more for Rich and Chicago, obviously.
We're gonna get in the 70s on Sunday for our event.
There we go.
Prairie Landing's awesome. I love that place. I wish I could be there. But we'll jump right into it. It is Thursday night 9. Hole 1 is 2025 membership. That's a big thing. Membership numbers, Jody, huge. It's huge so far. Way up over last year. It's big league.
Yeah.
Or from a middle-class family, depending on which way you like. But either way, people are signing up for membership across the board.
We came from a middle-class tour, and we're no longer that. So,
oh, geez, we gotta stop that joke. But I'll put the link up here. Membership's now 365 days. Early bird pricing, Rich, between now and October 31st. Save $10 if you get signed up before Halloween. One of the things I love about the APT, one of the things, obviously that was key to your idea, Jody, when we did this, is members get the ability to play wherever they like. So you join in St. Louis, you can play anywhere in the country. Why don't you talk a little bit about that? I know, Jody, you've always been a world traveler, but now you get points for doing so. So it's not just Marriott you get points with.
Yeah, that's the best part about the point system that we've come up with is points travel. And so if your game travels and you play well on the road, you get the benefit of that and bring it back home with you. And you don't get punished for going somewhere and stealing a win from somebody else's home turf. And, for part of putting this tour together, even on the local level, is so that you can bounce around your town and play in different courses that maybe you don't play every day. Get outside of your home club. Well, if you just expand that out to the national level, if you like to travel for business or even pleasure and you want to go see some different golf in different parts of the country, you want to play some desert golf, you want to play some Midwest, thick bluegrass and with bent grass greens, you can do that too. So it's a great thing. Gives you an opportunity to enjoy the variety that is the spice of life.
Absolutely, man. I got to play last weekend in Virginia Capital. Shout out to John Lambert. Played Cut-Along, which was a fantastic golf course. Owner's Own Cut-Along and Black Desert in Utah, as well as the Marsala Club, the Tigers designing in Park City. Black Desert, by the way, opens for registration for those that watched PGA Tour Tournament last week. And we're like, ooh, Black Desert is pretty. We have an event there, the APT Red Rock Championship. It's a major, April 5th and 6th. Registration is going to open November 1st. So for all the people sad about not being able to get into Kiowa, because there's only about 40 spots left to Kiowa after a day of priority registration, Black Desert's going to be a great spot to go. We've got a couple great venues out west. That's why Rich is here. We'll talk about here in a little bit. But got to take a win back to St. Louis. 79 with 0 pars. So do the math on how that happens, but it's a real thing.
That was Ricky Bobby round. If you weren't first, you're last.
Dude, it was bad. Like, I had leprosy on par putts. Like, I was a god at getting up and down for birdie, but up and down for par, it wasn't happening. Just saying. 11 bogeys, 6 birdies, and a double. 79.
Pretty solid. It was entertaining.
6 holes were really good.
Entertaining, at least.
3 super skins out of the deal. Let's go. Probably shouldn't take a 3-month layoff. But anyways, 2025 membership. Member benefits are huge. Worldwide Golf, Global Golf back as a presenting sponsor. $50 credit to globalgolf.com. $50 in the APT Pro Shop. We'll cover a bunch of benefits later on, but just literally for your $125, you're getting $100 back in cash money to spend.
I appreciate you renewing my registration. I got my email today with my $50 credit, my little wallet to set up. So I've already done that, ready to go.
Pretty easy, huh? It works out. We'll be talking about that a little later, so we're not going to belabor that point because we got to get to hole number 2. I'm trying to stay on pace of play. Rich does great pace of play in Phoenix. That's what we hear. So our Troon contact, we were talking to them. They're like, you know what? Your Phoenix guys do great pace of play. And we're like, we love Rich.
Well, part of that is it's so hot out there. Sometimes they just want to get done with their round, so they hustle. But we do go through some little things that seem like common sense, I think, to most people. But sometimes you got to remind people on the first tee what good pace looks like. So yeah, we've been working at it. The last 3 events we had last year, I was really happy with.
Yeah,
Rattlesnakes has a way of cutting down search time.
You don't search for balls as long when there's a rattlesnake hole on the in the desert.
That's very true. Well, I'll be honest. Phoenix, man, plays some great golf courses. I mean, I'll put your local schedule up against anybody in the country. Phoenix has been one of our fastest growing tours of the last couple of years. I know you've worked really hard. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what's going on in the Phoenix area for this year? Tease the schedule. I know you're getting ready to release your schedule, and it's going to be really, really good. So
yeah, I think the biggest thing I'll work backwards here. The biggest thing is going to be, you'll notice I've got my Sparky hat on, my ASU hat. I hate to wear that and upset all the Utah members after last week's game and the big upset there. I mean, I think ASU kind of proved to the Utah Utes that it's sometimes in college football it's better to have a quarterback that was born this century. I'm not saying Cam Rising was slow, but I think if he snapped the ball right now, he wouldn't get to the line of scrimmage by the end of the show. I mean, it could be worse. Southern California, you're looking, I know we have SoCal members out there as well. USC and UCLA got their hearts broken by traditional Big Ten schools last week. Vegas, is also out in the Southwest, and I know we have Vegas members out here. They just traded Devontae Adams for Tom Brady, and Tom Brady's not even going to play. Rough week for the Southwest. And the reason I bring all those guys up in SoCal, Vegas, and Utah is to raise the ire a little bit for the members that are watching. The 4 of us have come together. Dennis McGraw, Troy Shadid, the Burbank clan, and myself, and we've put together what we are now calling the APT Southwest Cup. That's the working title, but it seems to be sticking. It's going to be in October, very similar to your guys' Founders Cup, except it's going to be kind of a round robin of all 4 of our chapters. So at the end of the year, we're going to take the top 3 in each division. Additionally, we're going to have a captain's pick. So we'll have 20 players total from each of the chapters, descending upon a city that is going to be named very soon on dates in October that are going to also be named very soon. And we're going to have a nice little rivalry deal with those 4 chapters. So that will be at the end of the season after the North American Championships. We're excited about it. Like I said, the venue and the dates are coming very, very soon, I think in the next couple of days here. But it's going to be a nice opportunity for a player from Phoenix to compete against one player from each of those other chapters and then have a big team championship at the end. Format is being finalized still, but I think it's going to be pretty cool. So that's how we're going to end the year. Prior to that, we will have our Wekopa 2-day local final. We rebooked Wekopa for this year. We were kind of sitting on the first tee last year on day 2 saying, why would we go anywhere else? The setting was perfect. The weather was great. It's just a beautiful place to end your season. So we'll be September 13 and 14 be going back to Wekopa for our local 2-day final. Our opener is going to be at Coldwater Golf Club in Goodyear. I know guys like Gary Lefevers and Jason Stone are going to be excited to hear that. It's not one that's been on our tour before. It's a course that for those people who know Phoenix golf, they know the Crawford brothers, Daryl and Derek Crawford. They're just 2 of the classiest guys you could ever meet. Twin brothers. Daryl runs Papago, and Derek now runs Coldwater. He used to be over at Karsten and some other places as well. He's done great things there. So November 16th, we are going to start at Coldwater Golf Club in Goodyear. We've got 2 days set up at Sedona, Sedona Golf Resort in Oak Creek. And we've got a 2-day set up at Torreon as well. And then we're working on a third 2-day deal that we're going to announce pretty soon. We're going back to some old favorites: True North, Greyhawk, Briarwood, Aguila, Foothills. Some of those are going to be on the schedule again. And then we got some new courses that I can't quite name yet, but they are going to be new. And then we've got our Camelback Cup, January, February, March, April, May, one Wednesday each month for the Camelback Cup. 3 of your top 5 finishes count towards the cup. And we've got 4 new courses in that rotation as well, including one I'm really excited about for the last one. So that's all going to be announced here in the next few days. I'm just waiting on the last few contracts, how that goes, and then we'll get that going.
We do. Sounds good, man. Phoenix is always a great destination to go to. Obviously, we'll talk about this later on in the show, but the Worldwide Golf APT Cactus Clash is coming to TPC Scottsdale in June. We'll have a Folds on Friday ahead of that. It's going to be a great weekend to come to Scottsdale. 3 great opportunities to go west. Guys in the Southeast that are looking to go west to go play PGA Tour venues. We got 3 PGA Tour venues on the West Coast. There's no reason to not think that the West Coast schedule is unbelievable. Obviously, the APT Red Rock Championship at Black Desert. Y'all got to see it on Golf Channel last week. Torrey Pines needs no introduction. The Torrey Pines South Course, U.S. Open venue, host of the Farmers Insurance Open every year. And everybody knows TPC Scottsdale, the stadium course, host of the Waste Management Phoenix Open. But I'll be honest, my second favorite course of the tournament rotation that week is the Champions course at TPC Scottsdale. Is so much fun to play. It's going to be a great weekend. So we're going to have a good time.
Bringing the retro alternate logo back this year for TPC Scottsdale is very fitting.
Yes. I think we'll be able to do that. It'll be fun. I actually was designing T-Gifts today for the Disney season kickoff, and the new alternate logo is worked into that design as well. So we're going to have some fun with it.
Nice.
Excellent.
I just ordered some Brandon Bills hats with the alternate logo on it. So that is in full swing. Joe wants to know about Utah registration November 1st. It'll be open to everybody. 120 spots. It's going to be a great time. Kristen's talking about Biloxi Preserve is going to be really good too. So lots of great majors in the APT this year. It's going to be a fun year for you and I, Jody, running stuff. Rich, it's always good to come out to Phoenix. It's one of my favorite winter stops. I'm trying to convince my wife to let me sneak away for a weekend to catch one of your winter events. I'll let you know how that goes.
You're a dad now. Good luck.
Yeah, it's not looking great for this season. Next season, probably good. This season, probably not. But that's okay. Moving on to hole 3, because we got plenty more with Phoenix. I appreciate you co-hosting with us tonight. This is a rules update. Everybody wants to always talk about the rules. Member manual, always fun. This is a good one updated this year. The guest policy, chapter owners came together, came up with, I think, some really good solutions to protect our members. I know that's one of the hot topics of our member discussions is what happens when a guest comes in. And so we have an update to the guest policy for 2025. You want me to keep going, Rich, or you want to jump into it?
For the guest policy?
Yeah.
Why don't you introduce it, and then I'll just do color commentary on it. This is your baby.
It's my baby. Hold on. I'm just going to pull up the member manual, just so you know. Everybody can do this. For those of you that send us emails all the time, aptgolf.org/member-manual. And you'll get to everything we get to. We post it all. But I'm just going to read it, and then we'll talk about it. I think that's a good way to do it. It says guests and prospective members may play up to 2 events per year. After the second event, the guest must apply for membership to the tour before he or she will be permitted to register for any additional tour events. That's not different. It's always been that way. Here's where it changes. It says guests who have a verifiable USGA handicap or complete the APC handicap questionnaire will be placed in division corresponding with their demonstrated ability. Guests who do not have a USGA handicap or fail to complete the handicap questionnaire will be ineligible to receive any prize winnings, but may participate in any optional games offered. And it says guests, except for Division I, are limited to winning their membership, which is $135 starting November 1st. Any payout short of the value of membership will be in the form of tournament credit. A guest will be eligible to win the trophy if they shoot a score differential within their division range. So, for example, if you're in Division II, that's a differential that's between 3.5 and 8.4. So, a couple of interesting things there I think are important. Let's just start with the trophy piece because that's new in there and limiting that. I think it's one of the things that I think is really interesting on the guest side is if you're a validated APT member, you can really shoot whatever you want and win the trophy, right? If you're validated, you if you're in Division 2, you could shoot 58, and we're going to let you win and then promote you to Division 1 after the tournament. We'll pat you on the back and then kick you out the door to Division 1. But you're going to win the trophy, you're going to win the prize money, all that stuff. If you're an unvalidated member, you're subject to scrutiny at anything that's under 3 below the division range. Because we understand that if you're a 4 handicap, that's an average of your best 10 of the last 20 scores. And if 4 is your average, you're going to have scores that are under that range and then scores that are above, and that's how the handicap comes in. If you're a guest, you have to shoot something within the range if you want to win. So if you come in Division 3 as a guest and you say, hey, my GIN's 11, and you come into our tournament as a guest and you shoot a 7.5 differential, and that differential would get you promoted to Division 2 the next week, we're not going to let you win. That's number one. So there's more restrictions on guests winning than there's ever been before on any tour. We're protecting our membership across the board. The second thing we're doing to protect our membership is the guests cannot win more than their membership, which I think is a key point. Rich, I'll let you jump in, Mr. Color commentator.
I think the big thing you're talking about is protecting our members. I mean, that's the key to this. I mean, realistically, if you're playing one of our events as a guest, I would say there's one of two now. It used to be one of 3 reasons. Number one, you just like the course. You heard about an event going out there and you really always wanted to play that course, so you go play as a guest. Don't come back. That happens sometimes. Number 2 is probably the most frequent, is you just want to check it out. You want to see how we do things. You want to see if it's better than another tour. You want to see what tournament golf's all about. So you come in, you play, and then you join. Number 3 used to be, it's late in the season. It doesn't make sense for me to join as a member right now, so I'm going to just play this event and then I'll join next season. We obviously have done away with that with the 365-day membership. But to those first 2 points, I mean, those guests come in, they're typically not looking for prize money and trophies and things. They're playing for a different reason, either for the course or to see what we're about. So I think it makes a ton of sense. I think the members are the guys that we're running this thing for. So to me, I think the changes are outstanding.
I mean, Jody, what's your thoughts?
Well, it's exactly right. What Coach said is, we're a member-based organization. Our focus is always about our members. We say, by the players for the players, by the members for the members. That's what we're all about. And we want to recruit new people. We want you to come in and check it out and play with us. And we have no issues with you if you want to come in and not bite off the whole apple at the first opportunity. But at the same time, their membership has its privileges, and if you're going to come into a member event, you can't take everybody's lunch money and then run off. So,
right. Well, I think it's important too to understand as a guest, like, it should be, if you're in it for the right reasons, it should be an attractive thing that we protect our members from guests coming in that aren't validated with handicaps that everyone can see and understand, and then taking all the money. Now, I will say there is an exception for Division 1, which I think is important. Division 1 can still only get tournament credit. The first 135 goes towards membership, but it is a little less stringent on Division 1, and that's because when you sign up for Division 1, go play hard. There's no handicap limit. We really don't care if you tell us you're a 2 and you're a +2. It's Division 1. It's open.
Yeah.
So,
and that's always an option for players that may be, maybe not sure. If I'm Division 1, Division 2, just play up in Division 1, see what happens.
Right.
Chances of you coming away with some cash is probably a little bit better if you do it that way.
Yeah, 100%. Well, and just from the fact of understanding community, nobody wants the guy that comes in that says they're a 5 handicap, shoots 72 their first time out. Like, you're not going to get the benefit of joining the APT when you do something like that. So just don't.
Right.
I was talking to a guy that plays on our tour and another tour today. He's, at a different tour's national championships. And he's like, yeah, man, people come in and, they start in what's equivalent of our Division 4, and within 3 events, they're in Division 2. Because we were talking about, we're talking about standards and we're talking about everything. He's like, well, I'm glad you guys actually have standards. Because, somebody will come in and start wherever they want, and then 5 events later, they're, two flights up. Like, that should not happen. Ever.
No, so, I mean, and that's, some of that Coach touched on it. Guys who never played tournament golf before, they don't really know what they are. They've got a gin, but it's really just something that they keep up for their club's championship or member guest or something along those lines. They don't put anything out. They don't play for anything that gives them any type of juice flowing during an event. So, they come and sign up for one of our events and they're like, yeah, I'm a 4 gin, but I'm not really that. I don't really play to that.
Right.
And so, that's part of it. And, that's why we have our validation system where you have to be with us 5, 6 events, 8 events before we will validate you. And until you get to that point, you're going to be under the microscope. We're just going to watch it and see how things go.
Yeah, no, I certainly think it's working well. And, we're in the numbers, I think we're seeing it the local level at majors at, our North American championships are showing it. And so, appreciate everybody kind of working through as it's taken, 4 years to really start to figure it out. We've continued to take feedback from our members and we appreciate that. And, it'll be good. Well, we got 6 more holes to go, Jody. It's early. We're 3 holes in. It's time to grab a hot dog real quick. But we'll be right back. We do have a message from our friends at Folds of Honor, and then we got to jump into the new digital membership card, which I know, Rich, you suggested, so you're excited about. So we're going to talk about that, how to get everybody signed up for it. So stay tuned.
Are desperate for common ground, searching for evidence that our name, the United States, still holds true. The answer comes when we see a soldier in uniform, a first responder risking their life to protect others. On this, we agree. Those who protect our freedom and families deserve our unwavering support. We give it through Folds of Honor. When U.S. service members and first responders are disabled or killed, the Folds of Honor provides their family with life-changing scholarships. The recipients are as diverse as the country we call home. Their common bond, sacrifice. We the people have found what unites us. Join us.
We're back. Love our friends at Folds of Honor. APT members of the last 2 years, $180,000 to the Folds of Honor Foundation. We're a little bit proud of that. Jody, crazy ride, isn't it?
Look, you and I both kind of get choked up talking about Folds of Honor and what it means to us and how proud we are as a group to be affiliated with them. But more proud really of our members and how they've embraced the organization and how they've responded each and every time that we've asked them to get involved, and it just continues to grow. That is truly one of the best decisions we ever made, and very grateful to have them as a partner and work with them on a regular basis.
Oh, 100%. I still remember our first conversation. I was actually talking with somebody about it today, telling a story about, the live we did. I was in Charlotte at one of our good friends' houses, sitting upstairs in the movie room. Rich, you and I both missed the movie room because we'd fight over the guest room. But, getting John Rich to talk about Nashville and bring him on and start to talk to him about, our desire to give back. And he's like, don't worry, guys. We'll have something for you tomorrow. And then to get an email from Lieutenant Colonel Rooney was pretty freaking cool. Not going to lie. It's been a pretty crazy ride since then.
And that first, that first event that we did at his bar in Nashville, that was really kind of the first big kickoff, but for us and Folds together. And what a cool night, cool event, and a great way to celebrate with everybody there in downtown Nashville.
No, absolutely. I actually got to talk to Sarah today for a little bit. We were checking in. She was like, "Hey, have you made flights yet for the PGA show?" I was asking her when their big party is to get to spend some time with them, and they're just so appreciative. They absolutely think that APT is the greatest thing in the world. They love our members. They've got to witness some of their scholarship recipients. They're talking about the generosity of our members that they were able to see. The coolest thing for me is to hear from the scholarship recipients and Sarah who've got to witness what we have firsthand on the stage, the generosity of our members, and the fact that they're still talking about it. Like, our members have made a lasting impact on their lives, which is really, really cool to see. Super, super proud. So we're getting into hole 4, though. Shane in the comments said, got my digital card today, officially official. We got to talk about that. Digital membership cards. Chris, I got a QR code for anybody watching the live that hasn't downloaded their membership card yet. We're using a technology called Novel. Membership card is digital. Your credits digital. All the membership offers are now digital. I know, Rich, this was an idea that you came up with, so I'll let you talk about it a little bit. So far, swimmingly well, so I'll let you jump in.
Yeah, I mean, as a member of Tours and then as a chapter owner, trying to figure out, hey, I know we have a budget and Avis discount. Where is it? Where do I find that? Where, and members are asking all the time, how do I access this? How do I access that? I mean, I think we're stepping into the technology that's available to us. I didn't really come up with the idea so much as suggested, hey, I've used this with some other companies that I run. Take a look at it. And then you called me back like an hour later and said, man, we're in, this looks great. But yeah, everyone uses these things. You always worry about technology. Is it going to work? Are, people that aren't as tech savvy going to be able to figure it out? This one really is pretty easy to use. I think even if you're not tech savvy, it's not too bad. I mean, if you've boarded a plane lately without a paper ticket, you know how to use your Apple Wallet or your Google Wallet. These things are becoming pretty standard. Movie tickets are on there, you name it. So yeah, this is something that I think everybody should know how to use, and keeps everything in one place, which is really, really nice.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Tour credit, the Pro Shop credit is going to be easier than ever to use. I know one of the downsides last year, and any of the tours that have done the Pro Shop credit, is it's a one-time coupon code. You can't use it for shipping, all that stuff. A lot of difficulty to it. The nice thing now is it's a balance that goes into your account. You can see on the picture that's on there on the right, I blacked out because that's my card. So there's a code under the enter code at checkout that's blacked out there. That's the code you're going to enter to use your credit. It deducts from the balance. You can use it for shipping. If you only use $30 of it at one sitting, you'll still have $20 on for another use. Also, all the other membership deals are in the past details. So now through October 31st, we're running a special deal on the APT Tour Glove. We'll get to that later as well. We're doing a 3 for $30. 3 of the premium Cabretta Tour gloves for $30 now through October 31st. Great deal to take advantage of at the beginning. Jody's looking at me like, I can't believe you're offering that deal. It's a really stupid good deal because this glove will rival any glove you buy in a pro shop for $30, and you can get 3 of them for $30 now through October 31st, but only through the digital membership card. You can't access the deal any other way. So we're able to offer some exclusive stuff, and we will be through the pro shop throughout the year. So you want to have that digital membership card downloaded to your phone so we can push some different deals and stuff to you throughout the year from our different sponsors and things in the pro shops. We're excited about that.
Shameless plug, Matt, I started wearing a golf glove again after trying this. Hadn't worn one for 2 years. I tried this one, and I'm back to wearing a golf glove.
So, yeah, and Dents, if you really want your tour credit added for pro shop credit in there, we will gladly do that for you. Just let us know, and we can certainly add a balance to your account if that's what you want us to do. Be happy to do that. We'll figure out a little bit of the process, but we'll make it happen. So that's what we do. By the players, for the players, baby. Right, Jody?
Oh, yeah.
So
I'll say this about the gloves, too. It's actually a really good little marketing tool. I wore my gloves this past weekend, and a member guest at one of the private clubs in Nashville, and everybody's like, hey, what is that? What glove manufacturer is that? And I was like, well, it's actually my tour's personal line here. Let me show you. And then I ended up handed a couple of them out. They're like, man, these are great. So hopefully they'll end up playing with us.
yeah, absolutely. Well, I'll tell you, I know where some of the other gloves are manufactured, and it's the same freaking factory. Like, we can't say it, but it all gets manufactured in the same place, guys. It's a phenomenal product. You will not be disappointed with those gloves. And just so you know, the guys that bought the rain gloves at the North American Championship, Those are coming. We've got a whole nother order. We sold out of the initial stock at the North American Championship because the rain gloves are so good. A couple of weeks, we'll have a full line of rain gloves in as well. And Jody, we ordered 3,300 gloves more for stock, I think. So we have lots of golf gloves coming in stock, so you can do it. So
I always love this time of year when you start telling me all the money that you're spending, and I tell you, please just don't send me the financial statements. I don't want to see it.
yeah, I don't get used to some of those numbers when we're buying stuff now, so I give up on that. Rich knows running some of these businesses and events, and you get bills for stuff, and the sticker shock never goes away.
It's like my retirement account. Just don't tell me what's happening. Tell me in 20 years.
Yeah, no, tell me about it. But speaking of awesome events, Paul Bell, we can get you winter gloves. You just need to reach out to us and we'll order some for you specifically. No problem. Hole 5, the Worldwide Golf Cactus Clash. I'm excited about this. June 7th and 8th, TPC Scottsdale. Everybody that came out, we went to Kierland last year for Cinco de Mayo. Everybody loved it in Scottsdale. A lot of fun. Elevating the golf course, home of the Waste Management Open, the TPC Scottsdale Stadium course. Rich, I'm turning it over to you. It's going to be a great weekend to kick off the summer in Scottsdale.
Yeah, so I mean, TPC Scottsdale obviously is going to be a big draw across the country, I think. It always has been, as long as I've played tournament golf. And additionally, we're going to do a Folds of Honor 4-ball on that Friday in line with other national majors. That'll be at Eagle Mountain, another great troon course that we play out here. And Eagle Mountain is going to be the perfect host. We played there each year that I've been the chapter owner here, and they take really good care of us. It's a unique and really cool mountain and desert course. So it's going to be a great 3 days. Scottsdale is just great. I was just there last weekend. I go back and forth, obviously, but I was there last weekend on a guys trip that I do every year with my two best friends I grew up with. And so it was no business. It was all fun. And we'll have a nice little things to do in Scottsdale packet for everybody that comes to Scottsdale in June.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of great things to do in Scottsdale. Obviously, we've talked about this. A lot of great recommendations. I know you have, obviously, the taco stand in Old Scottsdale. You got Fox's Cigar Bar that I know is a Rich staple because I've been there with you a bunch of times. The Tortilla Factory, which we may have to do some kind of dinner at the Tortilla Factory because that place is freaking awesome. We had a chapter owner retreat in Phoenix and went there, and that was a great spot.
Hit all 3 of those places last weekend.
Dude, Old Town Tortilla Factory is just far and away one of my favorite spots.
It's a cool location. It's tucked away. You wouldn't know to look for it, but once you get back there, it's like you're in a just a little retreat. that you feel like you're in some club that nobody knows about.
Yeah. And they're asking about weather in early June. Usually early June is still pretty good. I wouldn't say it's sub 100. It certainly feels sub 100 to what 100 feels like in the Southeast. It's not 120 in June. You know what I mean? It's going to be 100 in April in Phoenix.
Yeah, last year we played Eagle Mountain on June 1st, and we were the first ones out at 6:30 a.m. We were off the course before it got even close to 100. June 5th, I believe we were at Biltmore for the Camelback Cup on that following Wednesday. It was a little bit warmer, but we were still off the course before it was 100. So and again, 100 doesn't feel like 100 here in the Midwest or down in the Southeast. It's a totally different heat. Early June will be fine. I think it'll be really good. It's been crazy hot there lately, without question. We're having courses tell us they're worried about their overseed taking root and stuff because they've had 21 straight days of record-setting or tying heat here in October. But I think it's going to be good.
The ball will be compressing. It'll be great.
Yes. Come and hit the long ball.
Yeah,
That's
it's a great time to be there. TPC Scottsdale, obviously home of the Waste Management Phoenix Open. Great time. The Champions course that goes with it for Saturday's round is honestly, Jody, you and I have talked about this quite a bit. I like it way more than the stadium course personally, and I love the stadium course.
Tons of character on that course. Prettier, more attractive. it holds your interest throughout the round, and it doesn't beat you up. The TPC course is designed to challenge the pros, and because of that, it can be a little bit much. If you have slightest miss or you're off, it's going to beat you up. But the championship course, man, it's a fun round. Like I said, a lot of undulation over there, little side hill, uphill lies, downhill lies, all that stuff, and a tight little piece of property too. So it's fun.
Right. So a couple people put 3 in the price. If you're having problems, email jersey@aptgolf.org if you're having issues with figuring out if you didn't go through the membership card, you may be having problems, but email Jersey. We'll make sure you guys get taken care of on the gloves. So let us know, but go through the membership card, the past details, the link, click the 3 for $30 glove deal, and it should take you right there. If you're having problems, still email jersey@aptgolf.org. I'm putting her email in the chat. She will get you taken care of.
Matt,
get back.
Rob Vincent's asking about registration for
December. We'll say December 1st, I believe. December 1st or December 15th. So we're picking basically 2 majors, open them every 2 weeks, kind of going through. So that way they don't all open at once. That is also a member suggestion because we've got members that want to sign up for 5 or 6, and they're like, my wife will kill me if I put it all on the credit card on the same day. So we're trying to space it out for you, give you a little bit of time to plan for that. Should be fun. So
Yankees are tied.
Brutal. Hole 6 is about U.S. glove, though. The 3 for $30 deal, the APT Tour glove. Rich is starting to wear a golf glove again because he likes these things so much.
I ditched my golf glove at Stream Song because I had the worst round of my life. I was trying to sell my clubs to my caddy on day 1.
Who was your caddy?
His name was Jordan. He was awesome. I'm sorry, no. Day one was Wi-Fi. That was his name. And I was trying to sell him my clubs, and he didn't want to buy them. And I came back and played reluctantly on day 2, and I had my career best round on Stream Song Red. And the only thing I did different was I didn't wear a glove. So
Nice.
I have not worn a glove since then until these came along, and now here we go.
Right. I'm not sure what Alderucci's question is in the chat. That's why we have Q&A at the end, so you can ask questions.
He wants to know. He wants to know if you can add a credit card to your
I don't know.
wallet.
Email Jersey. Jersey's the merchandiser.
Alderucci puts 412 comments in these lives, and we're supposed to see every single question, I guess.
Absolutely. I just saw that UConn signed somebody. Like, irrelevant.
ADHD.
So Chris said you can save a credit card in the shop account. So there you go. It's not on the membership card, but you can save it in Shopify. So, Gus, we'll get back to you. We got a few things. U.S. Glove, 3 for $30 deal until October 31st, so take advantage of that. We are going to have some other sales on the gloves throughout the year, but at retail price of $18, they're still significantly cheaper than any of their competitors that they would line up with because they're every bit as good as a Stay Soft at $28 all day long. So great value in the gloves. Christian said he asked it 3 times. Okay. That's all I got.
Look, man, just try them. All I can tell you is just try them. If you are convinced that paying $20-$30 extra for the name that's on the badge on the back of the glove, more power to you. But if you'll just try one, I promise you will be pleasantly surprised.
Yes.
And you'll save a whole bunch of money.
A whole bunch of money. So, we got 3 holes left. It is Thursday night 9. First, we had a message from our friends at 2 Under. So, stay tuned, and we'll be back.
2 Under. Quality fabrics. No roll waistband. Joey pouch. Elevate and separate. No chafing. What more could you ask for?
No chafing, baby. 0 roll waistbands and the Joey pouch.
Is he ever going to stop running on that treadmill?
I don't know. All I know is the new 2 under swim trunks that have the Joey pouch built in is like the greatest thing of all time.
I'll take your word for it.
Just
As
saying.
will I.
You kind of need some of those. Really, really good. But anyways, hole 7, we're getting there. Dancing Rabbit, the 2 under Mississippi Open. We're rolling right into it. Last call. We still got a few spots available for that down in Mississippi. I know, Jody, you like both of those golf courses. We got a Folds of Honor Friday 4-ball on November 1st, plus a big league announcement, old school, like we
That's
did
right.
on November 1st, 2020, when we announced this whole crazy expansion.
It'll be like taking the show on the road, having a live show in front of the peeps.
In front of the peeps. McSpanky was like, are we putting it outside? Heck yeah, we're putting it outside. Grab a drink, grab your cigar, and let's celebrate the APT because 2025 is going to be the year.
Oh, yeah. And, hey, look, a lot of folks know I went to law school in Mississippi, lived down there for 5 years, been all over the state, and played a lot of golf there. And Dancing Rabbit is a top shelf place. So if you're thinking, Mississippi, why would I go there? You know, especially if you live up northeast or west coast or something like that. You know, I'm not getting on a plane to go to this place. I'm just going to tell you, it's a sleeper. It's a great little place in the middle of absolutely nowhere on the Indian reservation. Great little hotel, cool casino, good food, and all your APT buddies on 2 fantastic golf courses that are always in great shape this time of year. You know, Mississippi, like Arizona, is super hot in the summertime, and this is the perfect season to be playing golf in Mississippi, especially down south in that part of the state. So it's going to be fantastic. I'm absolutely excited about it. Really looking forward to it, especially since it's the week before the election. So you know, go down there and hang out and relax a little bit and get the mind off of that before I have to come back up here and see what happens on Tuesday night.
If you could only bet on the elections in the sports book in America,
That's right.
we would have had some fun. But that's not legal, so we're not doing it. But also, for those of you that missed, the deadline for the hotel rooms, they've been letting me add people to the block. So if you're like, I really want to go, but I don't want to pay the $300, email me, matt@aptgolf.org. I may be able to help you get the APT room rates still. They've been super great to work with. Our hotel coordinator there is a rock star. So I just got Gary actually from Phoenix added today, Rich. So he got his rooming. So if you're still looking at it and you want to stay at the casino but don't want to pay the full price, just email me. I can email our rooming coordinator and beg. So far that has been working. I mean, no complete guarantees, but so far the answer's always been yes, and they've been really great. So we got lots of other stuff coming up. Folds of Honor Friday 4-ball. I will tell you the trophies for the Folds of Honor Friday 4-ball are freaking fantastic. Just ordered them today.
Nice.
So Justin Bushwood, who happens to be Sarah's husband, sent the proof. Dan Rooney looked at it and decided he wanted to add things to it. So there's things getting added to our trophies from Folds of Honor. They're really awesome. You want to win the Folds of Honor 4-ball trophies. That's all I'm saying.
And that's for all the
It's for all of them.
right? all the 4 balls, not just this first one. Very nice.
So, yeah, Lingenfelter, you got to text me. And then let me know, check in, check out how many beds. I'm sure it's you and Johnson because that's pretty normal. But I need to know dates, and I will figure out what I can do. So that's Dancing Rabbit. Next up, another rules thing, and then we got new chapter. So let's go. I thought this would be a good thing because we had some questions about it this week. I wish Fegley was on to answer it, but he's planning a member guest. But the senior tee and ladies tee posting for handicap purposes, hole 8. This is a good one. So we can talk about it a little bit. So our handicap system is designed to create equitable flighting among our divisions, even when players play different sets of tees like ladies and senior 16 over. So for posting purposes, we post everything from the rating and slope of the men's tee, which creates an equitable playing field. Oh, my wife's coming down to bring me a beer. This is awesome. You are the best. No baby, though. You guys missed out.
Babies aren't supposed to drink beer.
Also correct. Although
There's no way to go with that.
poor Collins got vaccinated today, and so after watching that, I'd probably be willing to whatever it took, because that was hard to watch. I'm not gonna lie. Was not the most fun day of being a parent.
That's just the beginning, man.
Yeah,
can only-
just wait.
That's easy. That's easy stuff.
So, anyways, oh my gosh. Just reading the chat. Jody, you're terrible. But I love you. Anyways, I'm also supposed to let you know we've had some questions about things for super seniors. So we're studying it this year and looking at options. So Bill asks if you have ideas for how to incorporate super seniors to the APT to email him at philv@aptgolf.org.
And we're
So,
talking,
Chris, if you could put that in
we're
the chat.
talking 70 and up, right?
philv@aptgolf.org. Not Jody at aptgolf.org or Matt at aptgolf.org, but philv@aptgolf.org.
The Steve Daniels rule.
The Steve Daniels rule. That was mean.
Well, he's asked for it. It's
True,
not
he
being
did.
not being mean. He's requesting it.
He said he'd play Division I if we let him play from 5,000 yards, and I'm like, bring it on, man. Let's go.
Yeah, right.
So, I mean, we'll take more money in the prize pool. It's really good. So, we love Steve Daniels, though. He's my guy. So, anyways, if there's any questions about that, we do post that. So, the point is strategy, Jody. So, if you just turned 60 and you're in the bottom end of your division, it doesn't help you to move up to the senior tees because there's a handicap disadvantage when you do so. So you have to balance that. So at 60, you got to make a choice. Does it help me or does it hurt me? So if you're in the top,
and if you think about the why, or if you're wondering,
Right.
well, why are they doing that? Why are they going to do that to me? They're going to let me play up, but then they're going to punish me by making my handicap go up or go down quicker. Well, the reason is if you're going to compete against other guys in the same division but make them play from further back than you are, then we have to make sure that if you shoot a 75 and they shoot a 75, that it equates to the same thing from a handicap, because these are the people that you're competing against. It's not fair that if you tie with somebody for a 75 and it's a 4.1 index for them, but it's a 6.2 index for you because of the T differential, which, that's an exaggeration, but that's the whole idea behind it. If you shoot low scores and you're playing from a shorter tee that has a higher differential, then your index is not going down accordingly. And so it just allows you to float and stay in your division longer than you should. And so we've corrected that by making sure that regardless of what tee that you play from, the differential that you are assigned for that round is going to be the same as everybody else that you're competing against, so that everybody is being judged by the same level. Is that fair? Did I explain that properly?
no, you did really well. I think the point is we're trying to find a place in the 60-year-olds. There's a difference between the 60-year-olds that are in the gym every day and, the 60-year-olds that have been at the bar every night for the last 20 years. Right? They're going to hit it farther. They're going to be more flexible. We're trying to find a spot where you can be competitive for everybody and find a spot where you can fit.
And the other part of this too is, look, regardless of your age, you're not entitled to stay in a division for eternity. Father Time is undefeated, and all of us start slowing down as we get older. And just because you've always been a Division II player, as you get older, it's not a bad thing if you have to go back to Division III and continue to be competitive in Division III. You shouldn't say, I'm not playing anymore or I'm quitting the tour because I just can't play against those kids from that distance. Well, if you keep playing, your index is going to indicate that, and you're going to end up in a different division that is going to allow you to continue to be competitive against people that are playing with the same skill set as you. So, there's two ways here for you to deal with this. One, you can take advantage of the T bump and move up and allow you to stay in that division. But again, we're going to make sure that we hold you to that with the index differential that you're assigned for each round. Otherwise, you keep playing from the regular tees, and your index will eventually get you to the point where you can move back and play with play with a group of guys that you feel like you can be competitive with.
Right. And Gus here asked a great question. I think it's good to talk about. You can declare to go back to the open tees at any point in your division, but once you go to the open tees, it requires competition committee approval to go back. So once you move back, that's where you're establishing your handicap from. If you want to move off those tees, then it does require approval from the competition committee, which we do have a set of rules. If you're in the 60-plus area looking at the senior tees or the open tees, I highly recommend that you read the member manual. We've got all of it listed out for you this year. Very clear what the expectations are. Trying to help you certainly find a spot where you can be competitive, but also not gain an unfair advantage over everyone else. That being said, we're through 8 holes. And we get to invite a new chapter, welcome a new chapter to the APT tonight. That's hole number 9. The first of 5 new chapters between now and November 1st. Pretty excited about that.
Yeah, bring it on.
That's growth.
Like you said, it's like the old days again. Every Facebook Live has somebody new joining us.
Yeah, the only difference is we're not doing Facebook Lives every night because we're too busy doing other stuff with our 40-plus chapters. But every time we have a Facebook Live, we're going to introduce a new chapter owner, which is really exciting. So, without further ado, please welcome our new chapter, Georgia Central, and Mr. Tony Teston and Caleb Amerson. What's up, boys?
Hey, Mr. Jody.
What's up? Y'all have internet in Central Georgia?
It's sketchy.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, man, we couldn't be more excited to have you guys join us. Talk a little bit about where you are in the state of Georgia geographically, so people can kind of have an idea. I know most people can't tell you where anything is on a map, so maybe if you explain a little bit to them about where you're at.
So Central Georgia is probably 2 hours south of Atlanta. It includes Macon, Dublin. What else? Hawkinsville.
Yeah.
Just probably about a 10-county area.
Yeah.
Not you, a little south of Atlanta, a little west of Augusta. How far to Augusta from where y'all are at?
2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're about 2 hours from everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right in the middle of everything.
2 hours about the stuff.
So our chapter name fits it perfect.
Yeah.
All right. What about the Georgia Bulldogs? They gonna win this weekend?
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, they gonna win.
I don't want to talk about it.
We jumped right into a sore subject, Matt.
Yeah, they look like crap right
I'm
now.
not talking because it's Illinois and Michigan this weekend, and as much as I'd love to say that Illinois is going to win, it ain't going to happen. So let's be honest.
By the way, the Guardians just walked off the Yankees 7-5.
Wow.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, we got the
Playoff baseball, man.
Yeah,
So-
we got the Dodgers on right now.
Yeah.
So Nathan, sometimes he asks a question. I'm like, I don't really want to repeat that, but I want to repeat this one. He wants to know about a Charles update. So I think that's good.
Okay. Well, He's moving around good. He actually worked in his shop today for about 4 hours. He said he's really sore. So he's moving around, doing. And he came out to the course, a week ago,
Yeah, not even a week ago.
and he actually played a hole with us, but he rode around and just to get out, So he's moving. We're supposed to build him a platform as soon as I get back from Muscle Shoals to actually get out there and start practicing again. So he's still got tubes hanging out of him, but he's giving it a go. He's putting on weight, so
Awesome.
mentally he's prepared to, get back healthy again. So
Cool.
um,
Those that don't know, we were talking about Charles Hartley, Atlanta D1 Player of the Year last year, beloved member of the APT family. Glad that he's doing well.
yeah, and he's the one that introduced me to y'all. He had started playing, and he's like, "You need to come on over here and play." And so I did. So I owe him a lot to it, and I sure miss him though, because we traveled everywhere together. But he'll be back.
Awesome. Well, you guys have tournament coming up. First tournament's November 9th, is that
No,
right?
November 9th.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that, how people can sign up.
So sign up online through the APT app. And yeah.
So where's the app? Let's start there.
He's a
Wait.
salesman. I love it. He's a salesman.
Yeah. Obviously, I don't think we have any of our potential members on here
No.
watching right now anyway, but they're blowing us up every day. Hey man, what are we doing? And Caleb sees them at the golf course all day, and they're texting me. So I don't know. I didn't even realize that we were up yet until 30 minutes, an hour ago. So I've been looking at Central, and I didn't even scroll all the way down to Georgia Central. So
Right.
You're ready. You're ready. Well, you've been telling us to get you up. We got you up.
but
So tell your boys to get signed up. Let's go.
well, yeah, I'm real excited. I think it's going to be pretty big. Don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to spit out any numbers, but I think it's going to be pretty good because
All I gotta say is, Jody, and I speak for the Yankees on this call. You know what I mean? You can't really speak for the Yankees here in Tennessee, but the guys that are making fun of these guys because they can't understand them, like, I would not show up to their tournament and say that. Just saying.
what's he saying?
Free advice for the Yankees. They're like, I'm glad there's subtitles. They're giving you a hard time. We're in Georgia, man. Let's go.
Hey,
Nice.
look,
They
those
don't
of
know
us
about
from the
ball.
South, we don't want to hear anything about our accents because you guys can't spell. Y'all put way too many vowels in your names. So we don't want to hear anything about it.
That's right.
That's nice.
It'll be
Hey,
fun.
for those that aren't familiar with Macon and Central Georgia, what maybe name 2 or 3 golf courses that might be on your schedule that they may want to look at making a trip down there.
Southern Hills in Hawkinsville is going to be our first event. Probably Brickyard and Macon. That's a really exclusive private course. It's always in tip top shape. It's a great championship layout. Was another one.
Landings.
Yeah, the Landings is always a great course to play. It's really friendly.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's easy to get around.
there's a bunch of different courses that are just awesome.
Yeah. River North.
Well, Tony, I know you and I've played together quite a bit all over the place. We played in Atlanta and Decatur, Georgia, or no, not Decatur, Decatur, Alabama.
Alabama, yeah.
South Carolina. Like we've met up several different times, been paired up. So you've been around. You've seen a bunch of different places. How's y'all's schedule going to compare to some of the other chapters you've got around you, like Atlanta and Birmingham? You guys going to be able to bring the heat like they got?
Eventually, yeah. It's going to take some work to get the really good course, but I think we got it. Of course, we don't have bent grass around here, so it depends
Right.
on it depends on the temperature, but as far as the greens go, but yeah, there's some gems here. There for sure.
Definitely are.
Yeah.
So all those guys from the Midwest, from up there in St. Louis and Matt's tour, that keep complaining about the Bermuda greens in Myrtle Beach, they're gonna have to come down there and contend with that, huh?
Yeah, that's right. A lot of grain.
Maybe you can give them a little. Maybe you can give them a little lesson beforehand on how to read grain.
Did you see my scores at Myrtle Beach?
I did.
I don't. I won't be giving any lessons on that anytime soon. But.
Well, look, we've got one guy that's in the chat all the time from Maryland. Is there a place anywhere down there where he can find unsweet tea?
No.
No, that will be in.
You might get shot if you ask for that.
That will be in Muscle Shoals. Because last time we went up there, Chuck and I went to a restaurant up there, and they didn't have sweet tea. They had unsweet tea. So
That's like putting ketchup on a hot dog in Chicago.
Right. Exactly. I guarantee you the manager of that restaurant wasn't from the South.
No, they had their non-traditional prime rib too. It was terrible. I'll never go back. But I don't know if Harley's watching or not, but we still get a laugh about that one. But
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, we're looking forward to getting you all started, and obviously look for events that'll be up the next couple of days. I know Mr. Phil's looking forward to getting you guys up on the website and moving. We're working on that tomorrow, so you should have registration open here within the next couple of days for your first tournament. And we're super glad to have you guys on board. It's going to be a lot of fun. So.
Yeah, I'm glad to finally get it going. It's been a while. I've been trying to do this for at least a year now, because from a player standpoint, I'm really excited to bring the culture here. That because I've been welcomed in by all the chapter owners and everybody everywhere I go has been real, great. So hopefully I can reciprocate what I've been through and get it going the same here. So
awesome, we love it. Well, thanks for joining us tonight. You'll be hearing a lot from Georgia Central in the future. We're looking forward to being down and come to an event. But through 9 holes, Jody, Rich, we got time for some questions. So ask away. You got the South on one side. You got Phoenix and Chicago. I don't know what that counts as. That's like the Southwest and the Midwest.
Spread my wings.
There we go. But so if you got questions, if Alderucci has one of his 72 questions that he put in the chat 3 times that we didn't answer, now's the time.
Well, while we're waiting for questions to come in too, I'll say this, Central Georgia, that area down there, there's more population than you think. Macon's a pretty decent sized town. You got the Air Force Base down there too. Like you said, there's 2 hours from everywhere. So, our South Carolina, Augusta members, Atlanta, Birmingham, Chattanooga, East Tennessee, those guys can all get down there and play in an event. They're going to have some good tournaments. And we've had a lot of really good luck going into some places that are underserved or haven't been served by other tours previously.
Central Illinois.
Yes.
Iowa.
Tulsa.
Tulsa.
I think this is going to be another one of those areas that's going to be a sleeper that nobody thinks that there's good golf there or good golfers. And the first couple of times we have some of our traveling golfers go over there and check it out. A, they're probably going to be impressed and find some really good golf, and then B, they're probably going to get their teeth kicked in by the local boys that know how to play it down there.
So just from a question, I just want to put this up. I freaking love this. I want to talk about this for a minute. I don't love that not everybody can get into every event that they want to come to in our majors. Marty, there will be some spots available for week 2, although I would be ready to go the second you get that invitation. In fact, we'll send out what time we're sending the invitations on that Monday for week 2. So it's going to be close. But I love the fact to get into our signature events, you have to play well on the local tour to get in. Freaking love that about our tour.
He wants a sponsor's exemption.
I know. Just so you know, we told Phil no. Phil's like, "Do you think I can play Kiowa?" I said, "Phil, if I see your registration, I will cancel you myself."
Right? Not until the third year we're playing there, maybe.
So, it's a good question. I love this. St. Louis, my boy Matt Telander. What can we expect at Elevate for the schedule release? Last year, we brought you a 36-hole event at Norwood Hills, the only PGA Tour golf course stop in St. Louis year over year. All I gotta say is Jay Delsing and I are working on a couple of pretty good ones that we got some tricks up on our sleeve. I would not want to miss that night. That's all I have to say. I can't say anything else because I can't let the cat out of the bag yet. Yes, we're working on Hotel Steve for Biloxi, but if you can get Compton Harris, that's a better rate than we're going to get you. So that's all I got to say.
That's fair.
I'd love to see Steve Daniels negotiate hotel rates.
That Harris is a good spot, right on the water. Waffle House, right? Really nice Waffle House, right down the street. That's a good spot.
Is there such a thing as a really
Yeah,
nice
this is the nicest Waffle House I think I've ever been to.
Southern Hibachi, baby.
It's well built.
People ask about Kia with the lodging. It is at villas. They're villas and houses. 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom. 2 adults per room if you want to share it. No more than that.
Big spoon, little spoon.
Big spoon, little spoon. I'm pretty sure there's 2 beds. I think. So, just so you know, Jody, my wife today texted me the original, absolutely excited logo that we came up with. Did you go with your old pictures today? Look at this. You got to look up.
Nice. There we go.
The original design.
There it is.
I think we need to bring it back.
It's Throwback
Can we
Thursday.
please drink out of a red Solo cup while we're doing the announcements on November 1st?
It's Throwback Thursday. Yeah, we should.
We'll have the new T-shirts from 2 Under. They'll be in.
Tim Harb and I get Waffle House into every conversation I possibly can.
Had Waffle House for lunch yesterday.
Those are my people.
Depending on what part of the country you're in, that can be very interesting.
No, it really doesn't depend what part of the country you're in.
Universal, baby.
It really doesn't depend. It's kinda,
Even Yankees can love Waffle House.
It's part of the brand.
I do love some Waffle House. I took my wife to the Waffle House for the first time. She was, where are you taking me? I took her and Tammy Ryan and Jersey. Jersey had never been to a Waffle House either.
What?
I know. We're like, we're in Myrtle Beach. You have to experience it.
How have they never been to a Waffle House? What? Their parents have done them wrong.
That's what I'm saying. You got to go to the Awful Waffle, man.
Best Waffle House experience. The Waffle House in Brinkley, Arkansas, after duck hunting all morning, with everybody in the restaurant in hunting gear smelling like Arkansas mud, and the kitchen staff fighting with each other and the cops getting called. I mean, it happens once a season every year. Brinkley, Arkansas.
My favorite, if we're telling Waffle House stories, this goes back to the other tour days and the Tour Players Cup, where we became friends and ultimately came up with the idea for the APT. I don't know if you remember this or not. I'm sure you do. But we were going to play. We were playing early because you were running off to the Ole Miss Alabama game in Oxford. So we played early both rounds.
Yeah.
We got paired together. And so we're at the Waffle House for breakfast in Tunica, Mississippi.
A truly unique experience.
A truly unique experience. Any place in Tunica, Mississippi is going to be unique, but definitely the Waffle House on a Saturday morning at like 5:30. And if you remember, there's this good old boy, wearing his freaking bib overalls, had like the straw hanging out of his mouth, the tattered Ole Miss hat, and some jackwagon Alabama fan, sorry, Chris Miner, I know you're watching, walks into the Waffle House. Joe and I are eating breakfast, and he walks by this Ole Miss guy. It goes, "Roll Tide." And the guy's like, "You need to learn to shut your damn mouth, blah, 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 blah." And then, guy goes, eats his breakfast and sits down. And so we're sitting there like, oh boy, this is SEC country. This could get legit here in a minute. So the Alabama guy gets done before the Ole Miss guy and gets up to walk out of the restaurant, walks by him again and looks at him and goes, "Roll Tide." And the dude from Ole Miss stands up and beats the ever-loving crap out of this Alabama fan. And he's laying down on the freaking floor of the Waffle House all beaten and bloodied at like 6 a.m. And this Ole Miss guy takes the straw out of his mouth and goes, "Roll Tide," and like drops the straw on him and pays his bill and walks out of the Waffle House. That's my best Waffle House experience all time.
That stuff don't happen in the Big Ten, baby.
No, it sure doesn't. But we still appreciate Waffle House. And yes, Minor, we may be off the rails, but I mean, in Myrtle Beach, Fegley, Harbin, and I went to a Waffle House about midnight after the Par 3 deal. And we walk in, and none of us needed a menu, and there were other chapter owners sitting at another booth. So Waffle House and the APT go hand in hand.
That's right. Maybe our next corporate sponsor.
That would be awesome. Anyways, since Minor says we're off the rails, we're done. We're out till next week. We got more chapters to announce. So what do you think? 2 next week? 2 on November 1st? Or should we save them all for November 1st?
You got to get cracking. These guys need to start their schedule.
It's true.
Look at Coach, always thinking ahead.
Trying to help.
Always thinking ahead. Anyways, October is going to be an exciting month. Stay tuned with the APT. Download the digital membership card. Get signed up for 2025. It's going to be awesome. No one cares about UConn men's basketball, Christian Alderucci. But we love you all. We'll see you next Thursday. Thanks for tuning in.